Hey everybody, this is Andrea Jenson from the Cash Flow CFO, and you're listening to the Cash Flow CFO Podcast, the show that explores the financial side of running a business for people who want to maximize profitability and scale with confidence. If you want to make smart financial decisions based on data and put more of your hard-earned profits into your pocket, this is the podcast for you. This episode of the Cash Flow CFO podcast is brought to you by the Cash Flow CFO. Did you know that on average, business owners have up to 84% of their personal net worth tied up in their business? Our virtual CPAs and CFOs, as well as accounting and bookkeeping experts, empower business owners just like you to make big leaps that help them maximize profitability and scale with confidence. Visit thecashflowcfo.com for more information, and thank you for listening.
Hey, it's Andrea. I'm glad you're here. Today, we are going to be talking about the 6 numbers that every business owner should be looking at the close of the month for the previous period. And a lot of times we talk to business owners and they're kind of deer in the headlight. They don't understand what numbers they should be zeroing in on when they look at their P&L report or their balance sheet or their cash flow statement. And I like to take it real high level for them and say, if you could only look at 6 numbers, here's the most important ones for you to keep an eye on. And they're going to help you to understand the health of your business and how things are going in relation to where you are and the activities that your business is undergoing to get you to that end result of what it is that you're trying to achieve with the business. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm excited to share these with you, and grab a pen and paper, take some notes, because I think this is really going to be beneficial for you. And once we understand what these 6 numbers are, I want to talk to you about a management financial dashboard. And these are one of the greatest things that you can do and have in your business, because it's going to allow you to look at these 6 numbers plus more. That we'll talk about that too, but at least get these 6 numbers in a view of something that is not your P&L, right? We look at a profit and loss statement and it's this white piece of paper with black ink and words and letters. It doesn't tell the story of the business like a management dashboard does. And so I'm excited to talk to you about what that is, how you can get one in your business, and how it's going to change your life as a business owner. So without further ado, let's talk about what those 6 metrics are that you should be tracking. So when we look at number 1, that first metric that we should be tracking in our business, we are looking at sales, expenses, and profit. Now, when I say sales, switch it out to revenue. If that's what you call it, that's okay. They can be interchangeable, but it's important to understand the correlation between those 3 numbers on your P&L. We want to understand, what was the total amount that we sold? How much did we pay out, right? What's coming in, what's going out, and what is our profit? And that's a really important thing to look at and to be tracking. Now, we'll talk about the tracking piece in just a little bit, but that is the very first thing that you as a business owner should be looking at on your monthly financial statements. So the next thing is cost of goods sold as a percent of revenue or sales. Now, when we look at cost of goods sold, first of all, I want to be really clear. Cost of goods sold and cost of revenue, depending on if you're a service or product business, right? You're going to use the 2 different ones. For simplicity, in this explanation, I'm going to stick with cost of goods sold, whether you're a service or have products in your business. But when we look at your cost of goods sold as a percent of revenue, that is a really fast and easy way to understand, number 1, if your pricing is set correctly, and number 2, if the delivery of what it is that you're selling is within the desired percent range. Now, the reason that we want to isolate all of our cost of goods goods sold expenses is because we want to make sure that we get this picture correct. This snapshot of activity in your business is so, so important because, and we'll talk more about this. We'll get into some statistics of how this trips up business owners, but I want you to first do this. Take out your profit and loss statement for the last month that you've closed and add up all of the cost of goods sold expenses, divide that by your revenue. That's going to give you a percentage. We want that percentage to be within 40 to 50%. Okay, so that's your first little homework assignment there, is to look at what percent does your cost of goods sold come in as a percentage of revenue. And, I think that not enough business owners look at this metric, and it's such a vital metric to understand the health of your business model. And, there's some crazy statistics out there that nearly 30% of the businesses that go under, it's due to cash flow problems. And the number one source of cash flow problems generally leads back to a bad business model and too high of a percentage of cost of goods sold. Now, if you look at yours and you do have a high percent for your cost of goods sold, that's okay. That's just, hey, that's your report card. That's your starting place. You're going to work to reduce that by either finding alternative ways to deliver what it is that you're selling within the range to get into that 40 to 50%. Or if you look at it and you say, gosh, there's just no way that I can lower any of these expenses. I've already gone through the process of looking at each one individually, and I just can't get it down any lower. That's going to be the next thing you look at is your sales, the price that you're putting for your what it is that you're selling. You're going to need to increase that price so that you can get in within that range, the 40 to 50%. Now, there's a lot of other nuances that go into that. And, for this explanation, I'm going to leave it pretty high level, but that's the first thing I want you to check, right? So when we're looking at our 6 numbers to make sure you're looking at every month, this is going to be number 2. So number 3, we're going to look at your marketing expenses also as a percentage of revenue. And when I say marketing expenses, what I mean by this, and there's lots of different interpretations, what I mean is that any expense the business generates, that money is going out the door to generate a lead, right? It doesn't have to be a sale. It has to be a lead going into one of my lead generation funnels. That is going to be a marketing expense. And I want to understand how much of my sales is going into my marketing. So same process as we did with the cost of goods sold as a percent of revenue. You're going to add up all of those marketing expenses and divide it by your total revenue, and that's going to give you a percentage. What we want to see for your marketing is somewhere between 7 and 10%. Now, I get asked this question all the time. People are asking me, what is the proper percent allocation between all the different areas of my business? And it's really important to understand that every business model is different. Every industry is different. But if I were to give you just a high level, here's a kind of a template of what a profitable, healthy business model would look like, it boils down to this. It's going to be your cost of goods sold between 40 and 50% of revenue, your general and administrative expenses between 20 and 30% of revenue, your sales and marketing, we talked about 7 to 10% of your revenue, and your profit, 20 to 30%. Now, I gave you some some ranges for each of those, because when you do the math, that has to equal 100%. Each business is going to be a little bit different based off of, the model, the industry, the way that the operating efficiencies in the business, et cetera, et cetera. But if you were just to take those metrics and apply them to your business, I'd love to see what that comes out to be. And the profit percent is really, really important to carve out and to protect it, because that profit percent has to do some other functions in the business. So number one, we're looking at servicing existing debt. Number two, we're looking at paying income taxes. Number three, we're looking at reinvesting back into the growth of the business without affecting our operating cash flows. And number four is going to be owner distributions or dividends, depending on the entity type of the business.
Start scaling with confidence today. The Cash Flow CFO is a full-service accounting and fractional CFO firm. So it goes without saying that our financial experts are phenomenal at number crunching. But more than that, they are expert communicators who will connect all those complicated financial dots in a way that just makes sense. We don't wait in the wings and check in every so often either. With our boutique approach, we position ourselves front and center, watching over every dollar that comes in and out of your business as if it was our own. So if your business is making money and you're ready to take it to the next level, but you're not sure you completely understand your numbers, and you're looking for that trusted guide to help you build a roadmap to reach your financial goals, it sounds like we would be a great fit. Visit thecashflowcfo.com and let's get started empowering you to build and scale your business the way you want to today.
So that is really important to understand. And when people say, oh, I've got a 20% profit, that's great. And how does it further get broke down? If the business has a ton of debt it has to service, it's really not that healthy of a business. It might show it's profitable on paper on the P&L, but those items that I went over are not on the P&L, right? You're not going to see those that cash outflow from there. All right, so moving on, the fourth number metric that you should be tracking in your business on a monthly basis is your annual revenue to goal. And what progress are you making on that? So, for example, if you say my sales goal is 5 million for this year and it's the month of July and I'm at 3.2 million, then I would take 5 minus 3.2 to come up with what is the difference I have to make up over the remainder of the year in order to, at the end of the year, hit my sales goal. And this is really important to do because some months, even the best laid plans, there's some ebb and flow in it. Some months you might have sales projections that you exceed. Some months you might have sales projections that come in under. And ultimately you want to always be recalculating what that monthly, the remainder needs to be for the remaining amount of months. This is going to help you so that there's no surprises at the end of the month. So you want to have that visibility into where am I at now? Where do I want to be? And how much do I need to make up with the remaining amount of time left in this reporting period? All right. So that's the number 4. Number 5 is going to be your cash position. Now, we do a calculation of a company's monthly burn, and that basically boils down to this. If you, God forbid, had no sales that came in 1 month, how much money would you have to spend as a business to keep your doors open, keep your team employed, keep all the things going? Though that cash outlay is going to be your monthly burn. And we want to make sure that we have 3 months of that dollar amount put away, whether it's in a savings account, you have access a line of credit for it. Preferably it's in a savings account, with a high interest rate. So it's earning some money while it's sitting there for you. And that's going to give you that peace of mind that if there's a little bump in the road in your sales, you've got enough money to be able to make adjustments and pivot as necessary in the business without having some major cash crunches, which would cause a whole other domino effect of other problems in the business. So that's your number 5. Number 6 is we want to look at a trailing view of by month over month, your revenue, your cost of goods sold, your general and administrative expenses, your gross profit, your marketing, and your operating income. So we want a trailing view so that we can see, identify trends. We can see patterns that come out. And when we just look at our profit and loss statement in a monthly view, we're not seeing percent changes or dollar changes from previous periods. And that's really important to have that viewpoint, because it's going to help you to identify what's going on in the business and keep your finger on the pulse of any changes that you need to do to be proactive instead of reactive. And it's too late to make big changes when it's necessary, and it ends up, coming up and creating all kinds of other problems in the business, cash flow shortages, having to dip into reserves, et cetera, et cetera. So I know that having these 6 numbers, these 6 metrics in a presentation view that I can look at every month for my businesses is tremendous, right? Because it helps me zero in exactly where I, as the CEO and the visionary, need to be directing resources to keep on track for the goals that we've identified as an organization. And so it's also really, really helpful to bring to, business mentors that I have to say, hey, here's what's going on in the business. I need some strategic guidance right in and zero in on these areas. So that's really, really helpful. And the way that I view it, so that I can see all of that data in one viewpoint, is I have a financial dashboard. And financial dashboards are worth their weight in gold, but there's a couple things that I want to make sure you are doing. If you have this financial dashboard in place, make sure that your numbers are as timely and accurate as possible, because it does us no good to have our hands on this data and the data not be useful and not be correct, because we are making decisions, operational managerial decisions based off of this information. So we want to make sure that it's timely, and we want to make sure that it's accurate. That's really important. And in that financial dashboard, we have all these financial wizards on our team that they have built a dashboard that links in real time to our QuickBooks. So anytime there's a change in QuickBooks, it flows through to our Google financial dashboard. And it has been such a tremendous resource for me, particularly for all of our clients, that we look at those on a regular basis, and it helps us to make decisions on what's going on in the business. Where do I need to be spending, my time, right? We all know that as business owners, as the CEOs, we have limited resource when it comes to time, and we're in a lot of places all the time. And so this helps our management team to know where they're stacking up, right? What needs to be adjusted in real time, and really just helps to keep the business, on the path that we've laid out that we want it to go on, so that we're guaranteeing that we're having that visibility to hit our goals. We're having all the right tools so that we know, okay, maybe 1 month things didn't go as planned. That's life. The market does what the market does. Our customers' buying behavior is constantly evolving and changing. And we're always kind of just folding and molding into what's happening in the external, right? But if we have our finger on the pulse of the internal, we're able to adapt and we're better able to make those quick adjustments or decisions that need to happen as business owners. So what I'm really excited about is bringing this as a standalone service to all of you. And so you can now sign up for a service with our team where we will give you our templates for a financial management dashboard that will sync with your QuickBooks, and you will have access to this information as soon as your books are closed. You don't have to work with us to have your bookkeeping or accounting done or use our CFO services to be able to get this information at your fingertips. And so I'm so excited about that because I know it's going to be life-changing for so many business owners. And I hope that you're one of those that raises your hand and says, hey, I want to learn more about this service and take advantage of it. So what I will do is, for anyone who's interested in this, we are just starting to roll this out, and I'd love for you to get it in your business. Please send me an email, Andrea at the Cash Flow CFO. We will, our team will reach out and show you in more detail a demonstration of what this looks like and how it's beneficial and how it will absolutely change the way that you use data to make decisions in your business, to scale it and to just understand, right, the health of your business every single month after you close those books. It's tremendous. It's just such a great resource for you to have. And I'm excited that you get to have it now. This is something that's only been our CFO clients have had access to this. And so this is something that, just will absolutely change the way that you do business. So if you're interested in learning more about it, please reach out, Andrea at the Cash Flow CFO. We will get you the info so that you can see if it's the right thing for you. And whether or not you get the financial management dashboard template that I'm talking about, take these 6 numbers, review them every month. Once your books are closed, have your financial team pull those 6 numbers for you so that you can look at that and see what is the health of my business right now and what adjustments do I need to make sure that you are being a good steward of your business's financial situation and there's no surprises, right? As business owners, we don't like to have surprises. So thanks so much for being with me today. Hope you got some great ahas from this, and shoot me an email and let me know, what did you like best about it? What do you want to learn more about? And I will make sure we cover that in a future episode.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and review, and we'll catch you on the next episode. If you're looking for more content or resources in the meantime, check out our website for information, blogs, and our I've Got a Spreadsheet for That series. That's thecashflowcfo.com. Again, thecashflowcfo.com. We can't wait to hear from you.